Hey lovelies, I'm just doing this really random little video because I'm doing another little declutter of my lipsticks and lip balms and things, because I've recently got a few things that are the things I'm just reaching for. So I wanted to just talk about the Elizabeth Arden, and I thought while I was at it I might as well talk about the new formulation and this particular new colour of the Glossier, what are these called, Generation G, so the kind of matte, sheer matte lipsticks that they make. I'm going to start with the Elizabeth Arden nose because these are the 8 hour lip balms, and as you can see, I love the original one. This is the one that I use pretty much all the time now. I do have a nice flavoured one from a Christmas at Lush ages ago that I just keep in my pocket that I take to work, and that's good for kissing and stuff, you know, that's just so your lips smell good. The thing with the Elizabeth Arden 8 hours that people I think need to be aware of is that they don't have any kind of scent or flavour, and they just don't smell or taste great. They just smell like kind of the base ingredients. So I think it's weird. It's always a bit weird to taste that, to not have any other kind of flavouring to cover it. But it's the best thing for my lips by a long way. And also, it just has the best texture. It makes my lips look gorgeous. Like, if I just I'm just going to put it over my tattoo. It is just the most lovely texture. You can really go for it, put loads on your lips, and it doesn't look greasy. It's just fantastic. And so I decided that I would get the tinted versions to try out. So if we put the Glossier to the side for one moment. So these are I think this is the only colours they've done. I've got all of them. I've got red, pink, nude, and something akin to black honey, you know, that kind of deeper colour. But in order of kind of the favourite, the first one is the red. This is called Berry, I think. Yeah. So this is the red lip balm. It has a bit of an orangey tone, which I quite enjoy. The reason this is my least favourite is because it's one that if you put it on like a lip balm and then you really kind of smush your lips together, it kind of leaves a slightly orangey colour across the kind of outside of the lip. So like, I'm not really an overliner much, but when I wear lip balm I like to really kind of let that go over the top of my lip as well as actually on the lip. And this, because it's got that orangey tone and it's a little bit sheer, it doesn't look great if you really kind of let it go outside of the line of your natural lip. But I do really like the colour. So if you have really naturally full lips, or if you have like very light lips or very dark lips, I think, and you don't overline, this is going to look amazing. But this is the one that I kind of find the hardest to wear in terms of just bunging it on without a mirror or anything. So it's my least favourite, but it is still nice. I'm still happy to have it. The next one, I actually love this. It's just because I don't often wear something that's lighter than my own lips. This is, what is the colour of this guy? So this guy is called Honey. It's this gorgeous kind of nudie brown shade. It's actually very flattering. I have quite dark lips, but this, I think, this is one you can definitely kind of overline with. You can really smudge it around and just put it on without a mirror. It makes my lips look maybe ever so slightly lighter than they actually are. But it's so comfortable. You can see, like, on my skin, it's almost sheer. On my lips, therefore, it's a little bit light. But it looks really good if you want like dark eyes and then a natural but slightly pale lip. I really, really like this one. If you've got light lips, this is going to be a fantastic colour on you as well. But the texture of it, I mean, I just love it. Next up we have Plum. As you can see, this is the one that's got that kind of black honey look about it. Another one that looks fantastic. It's again quite sheer, so it's not going to overdo that darker colour. It's just going to make your lips a little bit darker, nice and glossy. It's gorgeous. So I really, really, really like Plum. I mean, the one I use the most is the completely sheer one. This is the second most used, and then Plum is the most used, because Plum, I think, is just a really nice way to add a little bit of something a bit more dressy to a lip balm. And as I said, these are just so good on my lips. I absolutely love them. But my favourite of the tinted, which is a surprise to me, is actually the pink one. So this is called Blush. And blush is just one of those colours that makes your lips look a little bit more healthy and kissable and lovely. And it's, again, quite a kind of sheer colour, but it's just enough of that kind of warm lip pinky yumminess that it's just so easy to wear. And again, as with all of them, I think, except the red, you can just chuck it on without even looking at what you're doing. You can put loads of layers on, you can smudge it around, it can go outside of your lip line, and it still looks lovely and a bit ever so slightly glossy without being at all greasy. It's not sticky. So yeah, I just absolutely love these. I've totally got over the fact that they don't smell or taste very nice, because they are so much better on my lips than nearly any other lip balm or lipstick that I've ever owned. And I've obviously talked about a lot before, which I really, really like, but these I think are probably going to be lifelong additions to my general kind of beauty routine. I just think they're absolutely excellent. It's so perfect. And, you know, the Elizabeth Arden 8 Hour stuff generally is quite good, and most of it has absolutely no scent. So I think one of them, I actually can't wear it because I can't bear the smell, but I like the hand cream, and I like the lip balm. I've never tried the liquid lip balm in a tube or the one in the pot, but if they're anything like these, they're probably amazing. So that's my Elizabeth Arden collection, which I just think is fantastic. So let's talk about this little Glossier Generation G lipstick that I got. This is one of the new ones, and it's called Punch, and this is a new formulation. So I have quite a few. I've just grabbed the two that are in the same sort of colour family as Punch. So I already had Zip, and I already had Crush, and these are from the original collection. So you can see the new one's got the white G, and it's kind of hard to show at this position. I think it's pretty much the same size and shape, so there's not a huge amount difference to the packaging. It's got, yes, this one I have still does have the metal on the inside. So this is Punch. And Punch is a sort of reddy colour. This is like, I guess, a more pure red. So that's the colour that comes out for Punch. The ones that I already had were Zip, which is a more orangey tone. And then my absolute favourite, which is Crush. And Crush is a kind of ever so slightly purpley pinky tone, but I think Crush is the most flattering of all of them. It's like a slightly wine coloured red. So this has been an interesting one, because one of the things I didn't ever really enjoy about the original Glossier Generation G is the scent. It smells like rose to me, like some kind of rose. And I don't love it, I have to say. So I was quite excited when I found out they were going to be changing the formula, because I thought that might be a little bit more moisturising. But actually, this guy, the new one, is a lot drier and harder to spread, and it smells like plasticine now. It just doesn't smell good. I mean, the Elizabeth Arden stuff smells like I said, the base materials, and I guess this does as well, but because it has a less balmy quality and more of a matte dry quality, it just smells a bit dusty. So I really don't like how this new one smells and tastes, and I don't really like the texture of it on my lips either. I think that the Generation G lipsticks look incredible, but I don't think they are the most comfortable to wear. However, I think the older ones are more comfortable than the new one. I just find that this new one, it took way more swipes to get the colour payoff than with the others. And I have to say, I don't love it. I'm not going to get rid of it for now. I'm going to see how I get along with it. But I definitely don't love Punch, and I don't love this new formulation of the Generation G. So anyway, that's the new stuff that I wanted to talk about. And I'm just going to show you what I'm getting rid of now. I'll be back in a sec. So let's get going with my Burt's Bees. So I've got loads of Burt's Bees, but I'm getting rid of a batch because, as I said, I'm just so in love now with the Elizabeth Ardens. So I'm getting rid of Magnolia, which is, again, I've got quite a few of these that have a very similar colour. These are all kind of somewhere in the region of this kind of shade, but the thing is, I just don't like the texture of these as much as I like the Elizabeth Arden, so I'm not reaching for them because they're a bit more greasy. I am keeping the one that I have next to my desk is Rose, because that one has a slightly thicker texture for some reason, a more kind of waxy texture and less greasy, so I really like that one. But I'm also getting rid of the old hibiscus, and this one I'm getting rid of hibiscus because I have the new hibiscus, which I slightly prefer the texture of. I'll be saying goodbye to the zinnia one. This is a slightly paler, slightly orangey tone nude. Again, really like the colour, but the texture I'm not loving, you know. I'm not too keen. So those ones can go. Also, this one I wasn't sure if I was going to keep, and then I just kept it, but I'm just not going to wear it. This is Plum with peppermint oil, and it's a lip shimmer from Burt's Bees. I just don't wear shimmers. So I love the colour. I love how this looks on the lip. But the shimmer, like if this was like a non-shimmer, then I would be keeping it for sure, because it's a really good, much darker alternative to something like Black Honey. If you've got darker lips or you want something a bit more gothy, it's really good, but I just don't love the shimmer. I'm getting rid of this one that I tried. I do really like this, but the slightly coconutty... Yeah, the coconutty scent I don't love, and also because it's a kind of slightly greeny tone brown, I love it, but it just doesn't suit my skin colour, which is a bummer. But I think it's really nice, but it's... Yeah, this one's Pop Gloss, is from Makeup Revolution, and it's the coconut one. So yeah, that one just doesn't suit me, and I have to admit it to myself. This is one from Elf. This is a lip lacquer. Does it say which one it is anywhere? Not sure. But anyway, I kept this thinking maybe I'll wear it. I don't wear lip gloss. I don't really wear glittery stuff, to be honest. And if I'm going to wear a gloss, I'm only ever going to wear like a pretty clear one, to be honest. So there's no point in keeping it. I'm never going to wear it. I love the colour of both of these, but I just don't like the texture that it leaves on my lips when I take it off. So this is Fat Oil Slick Click from NYX. In a Mood, that's the colour. Fabulous, very shiny, kind of, again, black honey-ish type of lip balm. But again, they're quite strongly scented, and they feel so weird, and like it feels like I can't take them off my lips. It feels like they're kind of sticky underneath, and yeah, gloopy for me. So I just can't. It's the same, the Elf that I have here, a slightly different colour. So this one, I think this one might be called Plum or something. It's Pout Clout. What does it say on here? Oh, Wicked Cherry. Okay, it's not the colour of a cherry. It's brown. It's a very similar kind of colour to In a Mood, but less caramel brown and just a bit more brown. It's exactly the same texture, and it smells the same. It's basically the same product. And I don't like the slightly weird coconutty smell. I really just don't like the texture of it. So there's no point in me keeping it. Even though I like how it looks, I have to admit to myself, if it's not comfortable, I will not wear it. It's the same with shoes and clothes and everything for me. So then I'm only getting rid of one of these, but I'm showing you two so I can explain myself. So I've got these two L'Oreal Paris matte lip crayons. We've got, for some reason it's called Caramel Rebel, even though it's very red. And this one's called Little Chili. So I love Little Chili, and it reminds me of the texture and a little bit of the colour of Santa Baby, a matte lip balm, even though it's clearly a lipstick, that Lush used to bring out every Christmas. They have not had it for years, and it breaks my heart every time. It's the best deeply matte, bright scarlet lip I've ever had. And I am bereft. This is the closest I've found to it. But I figured, because this one leans a little bit pinky, I thought I would try the other one that leans more into the kind of more orangey red. And actually, to be honest, if you mix the two together, you would have Santa Baby in terms of colour. But Caramel Rebel, as you can see, it's a more orangey red. However, this is a totally different texture. This is so much more creamy and not as matte or dry. And I just don't like it. Like, it moves around and slips around on my lips too much. It doesn't stay in place. I'm really surprised because I love the kind of dry texture of the little chili one. I think it's perfect, but this one, it's just like it's somewhere between a matte and a cream, and I just don't like the texture of it. So I've also got other reds, and I forgot to mention, because I now have all 4 of these beautiful Barry M kind of sheer lipsticks. This Strawberry Soak, I think, was the last one that I didn't have, so I've got a lovely kind of orange tone, easy to wear, slightly lip balmy red. So I don't need this one. I've got so many reds, I just don't need it. So yeah, so that's it. I'm just getting rid of that little pile there. So yeah, I think that's not bad. I can now kind of put my box back into what it was always supposed to be. Let me just show you. So there it is, looking much better. It was an absolute mess until I just got rid of those other things. Yeah, I'm looking at it and going, where is my other Barry M? I've only got 3 of them here. I've worn one of them recently, the really nice plummy coloured one, and I don't know where I've put it. I'm going to have to find it because I love that lipstick. But anyway, yeah, I mean, really happy with that. I've got some really nice stuff in here, and I don't need anything more. If anything, I just need to get rid of more stuff because I just don't wear all this. But yeah, for now, that will do. Thank you for watching if you're interested in such things. But yeah, I normally talk about perfume, but once in a while it's fun to just talk about this other random stuff that I've got. I've got a lot of collections of things. All right then, guys, I'm going to do the off now. All right, bye.